Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATP. Shout out to my boy DZ. That was the worst. 5:45. Usually it's 5:45. That time I was just kind of like 5:45. every single weekday. But guys, what is going on? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here and spending your precious time here with the Candle Mafia to do 2 hours of TA and try to figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin is going to do next. And guys, Bitcoin continuing to range sideways. Now, obviously, we did get a little bit of a move. Oh, Mike is clipping. Let me go ahead and lower that. Hopefully that is a little bit better. There we go. That volume should be a little bit better. But guys, obviously Bitcoin has been ranging sideways, somewhat boring, not untradeable at all, but just really, really boring price action, just continuing to range. We kind of almost broke out of that bull pennant, and then we just ripped right back to the downside. We're back inside the range. What is going on? We got bullish signs on the really high time frames. We got some bearish signs on the medium time frames. As you guys know, I have been leaning a little bit more bearish just because of the way the money flow looks on those medium hourly time frames. I want to take a look at that stuff. Is it still in play? Are we going up? Are we going down? Is Bitcoin going to do anything? Or are we just going to continue going sideways? I'm going to break it all down in today's video live stream. But before we jump into it, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, which, as you guys know, is essentially just a wheel where everybody just spins it and gets free stuff. And we have an absolutely massive giveaway on Friday or tomorrow. At the end of the live stream, we're doing an absolutely massive giveaway because we got multiple weeks of giveaways to do in one episode. So it's going to be a crazy show tomorrow, and we're going to be announcing a lot of winners. We got a lot of really good stuff we're giving away, and I already see all the Frankie Candles face emojis in the chat. Sad story, guys. We did call the cops on Tony D for making that emoji. He will not be returning to the channel, unfortunately, but it is what it is, and sometimes people just do, they commit a federal offense like that, creating this face emoji with my cheesin' face. And sometimes you got to call the cops on people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Tony D is not here, though. Tony D is on a plane or about to be on a plane. He's probably sitting at his gate listening to me right now. But, guys, before we jump into it, let's go ahead and say what is going on to the Mafia. Oh, my God, the face emojis. The face emojis, guys. Please, for the love of God. Oh, God. We love you. We love you, Frankie. Shout out to Jonah Plainclothes. I love you back. Yes, we all get it. Oh, God. Oh, God, these face emojis. I don't know. In all seriousness, guys, I don't know if this is the best thing that has ever happened to our YouTube channel or the worst thing that's ever happened to our YouTube channel. You guys let me know in the chat. Is the face emoji too much? Let me know, guys. But, guys, let's say what's up to the Mafia as I stare into a sea of my own face. Just straight cheesing. Just straight cheese. It's a straight Parmesan. You know what I'm saying? But, guys, let's go ahead and see who we got in here. Oh, my God, guys. First off, shout out to Hannah King and everyone else who's gifted the memberships over the past few days or weeks. Guys, everybody has a green name in here, essentially. Almost everybody in here has a green name. It's absolutely insane. So many Frankie Candles faces, so many green names. Absolutely nuts. But let's go ahead and jump in and see who we got in here. Let me scroll up a bit. Shout out to Steven Atwell. What is going on? Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. We got Leon Champagne in the chat. What is going on? Yeah, Champagne. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you for being here. Shout out to Flipper Frank. Frankie the Tanky. I like that name, Flipper Frank. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for being here. Cryptic Aussie said, "I'm here, boys. Calm down. We can start the show now." Crypto Cowboy, what is going on? Says LFG, Frankie Candles face. We got Jedi Skirk. What is going on, man? We got Rob the Crypto Snob, Captain Kirk, Tyler Durden. I don't think Tony D is here. Crypto Billy, Crypto A9. Guys, you know the mods. Show them some love in chat. They help us out so much, and I know the Candle Mafia loves them. Show them some love in chat. We got French Toaster in the house. What is going on? We got Crypto Tweak. Boy, between you and Lifer, my bags are getting fatter. Shout out to Crypto Tweak. That is amazing to hear. Shout out to you, bro. Glad I am able to help. And shout out to Lifer. Let's go. Shout out to Jessica, our female Candle Mafia representative. As always, good to see you, Jessica. Hope you're doing well. We got Patrick in the house. Jonah Plainclothes, as always, happy to see you. PS5, Future of Gaming. Alex, what is going on, Alex? Thank you for being here. Greg Gonzalez, thank you for being here. Let's get a couple more in. Oh, my God, the faces, guys. Oh, my God, there's so many faces. This is insane. We got Beffed Up in the chat. Wealthy Wyatt, what is going on? Said Frankie with the cheese, teaching us how to make bread. May as well call him Pizza. Let's go. Hey, they don't call me Frankie the Pizza for nothing, guys. Shout out to you. Shout out to Wealthy Wyatt. I appreciate you. And last, but certainly not least, guys, we got Tanner A. We got Rob the Crypto Snob, Apples Up North, Hannah King, Huddle Crypto. And actually last but not least, we already shouted Jessica out. What's up, Jessica? I'm waiting for someone else to pop in. Or Denza Official, what is going on, man? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Oh, God, man. Learning in the house. What is going on, brother? What's going on, brother? What's going on, Learning? Shout out to you. Learning actually talked yesterday about how he was sending me pictures of me always smiling. He's like, dude, you're always laughing. And he was like showing me screenshots of other people's Instagram stories with me in the background just cracking up in every picture. It's super funny. It was in Miami. So super funny. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts and try to figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin is doing. Well, I know what it's doing. Guys, today was absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. I am in a long position. I will pull that up in just a minute. I am in a long from down here, I believe like about 30,050, I think is my entry, like right down here. And it is just bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. Oh, Dave Digital, what is going on? Shout out to Dave Digital, said the boss gave me one of these. R.I.P. Steve-O. Oh, wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. Dave Digital, are you saying you got a wrench on the BitBoy Crypto channel? Is that what you're saying? Or Blockchain Basement? Let me know in the chat, bro. Thank you for the super chat, Dave. I appreciate you. But Dave, you always got a wrench on this channel, my boy. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Wavy gravy. Let's go. But guys, Bitcoin has just been absolutely brutal. Just with these little little 0.5% swings all day. The long was looking pretty good. I mean, it's still looking fine. I'm still in profit here. Long was looking good. Just bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. I was like, hey, this is going to be a good trade. Or at least I'll find out the resolution of the trade very soon. And then we came down. I was like, okay, retest. Maybe a golden pocket retest, potentially, right? We're going to get into the TA in a second. I just want to talk about this trade, guys, because it's been frustrating. Little retest here, and then I'm like, okay, maybe we'll get a nice little bounce, and then just absolute brutal sideways action, guys. Absolutely brutal. But we'll bring up that trade in just a second. It's not too big of a trade, so I'm not really worried about it. If I get stopped out, it's no big deal. I do have my stop loss set as always, and as you guys always should have as well. But guys, let's break down the TA, and then we'll get more into the trades and the local levels that I will be looking for my next upcoming trades. We'll try to find some entries, or at least some areas where you might be able to look for entries if we actually wind up getting a move decisively in one direction or another, because it is pretty brutal out there right now. GG, I trust crypto, said GG Dave, R.I.P. Steve-O. Hey, shout out to Martin Hanna. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Super chat it says, yo, Frankie, any chance you could check ADA later? Any chance? Yes, there is a chance. Yeah, I will. Rob, if you're, I see Rob right there. Shout out to Rob, the Crypto Snob. Show him some love in the chat, guys. Rob, let's go ahead and start the altcoins off with ADA. And now I know Martin super chatted and asked for ADA, and then I put it on the list. But I do want to clarify, that is not how it always works. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. There's no guarantee if you super chat, we look at your coin. I do try as hard as I can, but we can't do that. But shout out to Martin. In this very specific scenario, we will put that on the list. Shout out to you, bro. But Connor Anderson in the chat, what is going on? Shout out to Connor Anderson. I appreciate you for being here, bro. No problem, Martin. I got you. I love this instant chat, guys. I could say, like, hi to people. Like, hey, Connor, say hi to me. Hopefully he's listening, and it should pop up in any second now. Hey, what's up, Connor? It's like a 3-second delay, unless Connor Anderson doesn't want to say hi. All right. Well, I thought the live chat was instant now, but it looks like there is somewhat of a delay here. But anyway, it's been really fast recently. But we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe Connor will say hi. Okay, what's up? Not BTC. But yeah, taking a look here, guys, I do want to break down some of these higher time frames because, unfortunately, guys, hey, there we go, Connor Anderson, let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, Apples Up North said, this is going well. But yeah, guys, I want to break this down because we do have some really interesting stuff going on, right? Starting off on the higher time frames, I kind of want to mark out I might take a look a little bit at the longer term here, guys, and kind of zoom out. Not right this second, but I do want to zoom out because, again, I push you guys to my bull market confirmed video. If you go to the channel, it wasn't too long ago. Go to the pre-recorded videos and just look for the Tez Dean said, Frankie, do you pull your fibs from the wicks or the bodies? I pull them from the wicks. But here's the thing. I want to zoom out and take a look at the longer term in just a second. We're going to start on the weekly, do our typical top-down analysis, and then I kind of want to zoom out and look at the long term, guys, because, again, I point you to my bull market confirmed video. Go to the channel. The thumbnail just says bull market confirmed, and just click that video and watch it, guys. It's really interesting, and it kind of gives you my major thoughts on the overall macro condition of the markets, which is overall very bullish. And it seems that, like, and now, again, that does not mean that we cannot get a move to the downside in the short term. I am still favoring a move in the short term to the downside. Now, I had just said I was in a long, so people are probably like, what the heck is this guy talking about? He's in a long, but he's actually bearish. And I will say this. Things are very choppy right now, guys. If you're out there trading, you might be thinking, why do I keep getting stopped out? Why is Bitcoin being so confusing? It's really hard to read right now. Shout out to Darren Does Things in the chat. Shout out to Darren. He said, you're here. I'm here now. You can start. All right. We were waiting for you, Darren. But here's the thing. Things are very confusing right now. The long term looks very good, and I feel pretty good about, leaning very bullish in the medium to long term. And a lot of that has to do with the weekly money flow crossover. There's some other very, very bullish long term signals that have been popping up. And if you watch that video that I just mentioned on the channel, I go deep into our cycle chart, comparing each bull market and bear market. And things seem to be playing out as they typically do in the 4-year cycle. Surprise, surprise. If we wind up seeing this cycle play out just like the previous ones, it wouldn't be that big of a shock, right? So starting off here, I'm going to talk about that today because, again, just coming down to something like the 4-hour, guys, Bitcoin just going straight sideways. But let's go ahead and start up here, right? Number one bullish signal for me right now is the money flow crossing over into the green on the weekly. Now, this is not confirmed. Very important to realize we still have 3 days and 3 hours to confirm this. And if we do, it will be way, way more bullish than bearish, right? Like, this is typically we see, a lot of times we'll see money flow come into the red on the weekly, right? And then, sometimes you get a fake out back into the red, and then usually that next crossover is the crossover, right? And you can see it here, right? We were in the red, faked out into the green, back into the red, and then that actual crossover into the green. Bottom was in on that first one as well. And then obviously we had this black swan event. But other than that, basically we just accumulated, and then we were off into the bull run. And this is kind of some of the stuff we're going to be talking about a little bit later. But money flow crossover on the weekly, overall very bullish. We're still in bullish market structure here. On that note, I am not really going to be losing hope here, guys, for this bear market rally, right? We came off the lows. We pushed up about, let's measure it. We pushed up about 100%, a little bit over 100%. And we have this beautiful bullish market structure. And I will not really be worried about serious downside unless we start breaking these lows from down here, right? And this is getting closer to 25.4, right, or 25.5. And we're going to take a look at those specific levels a little bit later in the show. But this is pretty bullish, right? Like, even if we get a short-term pullback, right, money flow crossing over into the green, if we confirm that, I do think that this uptrend may be able to continue to the higher prices, targeting that $32,000, $33,000 level eventually for Bitcoin. So again, very bullish on this signal. However, notice your VWAP is rolling over. And also, notice that we do have a slight, I just saw someone mention it in chat, this is why I'm saying it, but we do also have a slight bearish divergence potentially forming here on the weekly. If we get this to roll over, we print a red dot, likely going to see more downside for Bitcoin if we do get that, right? So, but again, if we do see a bigger pullback, that does not change my bullish sentiment because I will expect to put in a higher low and then continue back to the upside, right? It's not really until we lose these lows where I flip more bearish in the macro. But even if we did do that, guys, I do think, like, even if we start coming down here and we break this uptrend, I'm still pretty bullish in the long term. I'm still pretty, we'd have to assess the situation once we broke these lows, but I wouldn't necessarily be calling for 10K. I'll be honest, guys. I've been very open about, thinking that the bottom is much more likely in than not at 15.5. I don't personally believe that 10K is coming. That does not mean that it is not going to come, right? There's a lot of smart people calling for 10K. They could wind up being right in the end. You never know. We're going to have to look back in hindsight, really, to see who was right and wrong. But if we start getting down to those levels and it looks like 10K is incoming, trust me, we'll reassess the situation once we come lower. And if I think 10K is incoming, I will definitely let you guys know. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, if we're tapping on the door here and things look bearish and we look like we want to go lower, I'm not just going to be like, no, 15.5's the bottom. I told you guys, I'm Frankie Candles. I know 15.5 was the bottom. I'm going to tell you guys, it looked like that was the bottom, but, we got this bearish news or this Black Swan event, and it looks like we can get down to 10K. I will be the first person to tell you we are completely agnostic on this channel. We go off of information and data and numbers and actual real data, not emotions or tribalism, right? It is all info-based stuff, and I will never give you guys a emotionally biased opinion. All of my biases are based off information, right? And I will tell you that information, and I do every day, right? So that's basically what I'm looking at. Still feeling bullish, and again, even if we come down a little bit, I think the bear market rally could continue as long as we don't break these lows. And again, even if we do break those lows, not necessarily calling for 10K, maybe some lower prices, but not necessarily 10K. This weekly money flow crossover, if confirmed, is going to be very bullish in my opinion. And then super quickly, I want to run through this with you guys. Weekly money flow came into the red, right? And I'm just going to measure this. I've done this many times before. Crossover into the red here. We were in the red for about 371 days. And then down here, we also crossed into the red. And we were in the red for 217 days. And right here, we've been in the red longer than we've ever been in the red on the weekly for about 448 days. I do think that this is potentially the money flow crossover. We're also at that point in the cycle, kind of like this bear market rally that we had in 2019. We are kind of in this area of the cycle where, you get that bear market rally and then a potential accumulation phase before priming up for the halving and the next bull run. And please note here, guys, a weekly money flow crossover is likely not going to end up being a straight shot to 100K. Right? We had the money flow crossover here. We got another push up like this. And then what happened? We creep down, right? And it's not going to play out exactly like it did back here. But just understand, just because you're getting these macro bullish signals does not mean you're going to go up in a straight line. It makes me, it's so frustrating. I see day after day after day. I see people, whether it's in, not my chat really. I feel like our chat is super you guys know what you're doing, right? Regardless of if you're a profitable trader or not, you can look at a chart and or you at least understand the concept of the chart and understanding that long-term versus short-term, the price can indeed go up or down, and you know how to objectively look at the charts without using your emotions. But every single day, whether it's on my channel or BitBoy Crypto or Ben's channel or any other YouTuber, just in the community, I see it too often where people are saying to either me or someone else I see in the space saying that, oh, this is a bullish signal, and people are like, yeah, well, great, and now it's dumping. I shouldn't listen to you. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, he told you there was a bullish signal and it's dumping, but the bullish signal was on a weekly chart. Of course, you could get dumps on the 3-hour, right? So just notice that. You get the weekly money flow crossover, and then we, after that, wound up getting big moves to the downside of about 46%. All the bears were probably, coming out being like, I told you lower lows were incoming. And then even here, they were like, I told you. And they just wound up getting wrecked anyway. So just understand that with this weekly money flow crossover, we could easily see more downside. And it doesn't necessarily, if we get a big dump tomorrow, it's not necessarily going to instantly, invalidate that signal. So just be aware. But yeah, very, very bullish. And that's about all I have to say on the weekly. Other than that, guys, we do have these bearish divergences starting to form. This is something we have to keep an eye on. We do have higher highs, I guess not as strong on your 6-day, but it is there. Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. If we print that red dot, we will indeed have a divergence, which could wind up pushing price a little bit lower. And again, as you guys know, I've kind of been leaning a little bit more towards a move to the downside because of the way the 4-hour money flow looks. But I will say it is more confusing than ever right now, guys. You never know what's going to happen in a point like this in the market because like I've compared in the past, taking a look at some of the other times, like especially in 2019, where we had a lot of confusing price action. Let me go ahead down to the 4-hour, and I showed this recently during this whole 2019 bear market rally. Look at the 4-hour money flow. The 4-hour money flow faked out into the red so many times. You faked out here, and what happened to price? You continue. Well, actually, you did get a dump, but you continued to come up, and then you came down, faked out into the red. You got a little dump, but then you continued up, and then you came into a massive green wave, and then you came down again. I mean, you did get a big dump, but you barely crossed over into the red and it came back up. So just understand that there's no guarantee that this money flow on the 4-hour is definitely going to bring us down, but it would make me favor a move to the downside over a move to the upside. And again, we've been talking about this for quite some time, and we're just waiting for it to play out, right? Or getting validated, right? It's not guaranteed to play out, but we're just waiting for it to either play out or get absolutely stepped on. And at this point, I don't even care if it's wrong. I just give me a resolution. Like, do something. And yeah, we'll get into the local price action in a second. But again, in the long term, definitely very bullish. But these VWAPs coming down on the higher time frames would again line up more with that 4-hour money flow coming to the downside and would be more in line for a move to the downside. And take a look at that 2-day, guys. We are finally printing that 2-day red dot, something we've been looking for on the channel for the past few days. We finally got it. Again, definitely a good assistance to get that move to the downside. And as you guys know, yesterday, we did confirm that red dot, confirming this bearish divergence on the daily time frame with our higher highs on price and our lower highs on the momentum waves. We confirmed that. And again, you know, obviously you're going to expect that to give you a bigger move down, which we have gotten. And then last night, guys, actually, what time did this happen? Let's see. Let me come down to the 1-hour. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, earlier we did get a push to the upside. I want to come up to the 4-hour. As you guys know, yesterday on the live stream, again, basically the same exact sentiment I have right now, saying this 4-hour money flow is definitely very bearish. But the VWAPs were coming up last night on the stream. Where are we? Right here at about, 6 or 7, like right around here. The VWAPs were coming up, and we were looking for that green dot, right? So we were looking for a short-term retracement to the upside before a potential continuation down, and then we actually wound up getting a pretty big wick up here to sweep the liquidity above these 4-hour highs, as you can see right here. Right, so basically, just knocking out all the shorts, right? So everybody that was shorting all up here, and I'll just explain this really quickly, guys. All these people that were shorting, bear with me while I get this tool all set up. All these people that were trying to short up here, short the top of the range, hoping for it to break down. You got people shorting up here, you got people shorting here. Oops, I'm trying to copy this. Bear with me. You got people shorting all over here, right? And likely, all their stop losses are somewhere up here above that level of resistance. And what happened was price came all the way up and just basically grabbed all that liquidity above these 4-hour highs and then reversed right back to the downside. And that's basically where we are sitting right now. And again, I know there were probably so many people hoping for that big breakout, and unfortunately we did not get it, and we are now, unfortunately, just sitting right back inside of our sideways range. Almost got exciting, and then right back into the range, right? So we are just simply back in this sideways range, completely indecisive. Bitcoin does not know what it wants to do, and again, in my opinion, there are more things pointing to potential more downside than upside. But again, in a market condition like this, if we are going to get that move to the upside, it's likely going to come out of nowhere. But yeah, that's basically what we're looking for, guys. And I'm gonna show that long. Wicked the shorts, beffed up, wicked out the shorts. Yeah. And not only is Bitcoin boring me to sleep, it's being not so boring when I am asleep. Yeah, exactly. Then you go to sleep and it just stops you out of all your positions. Yeah, it's absolutely brutal out there right now. It's crazy. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I just saw someone said there is a higher low. Do you not see it? Yes, I do see a higher low. But yeah, I mean, yes, technically there is a higher low. But still doesn't necessarily mean that we're guaranteed to move to the upside. But I will say this. I am in a long. I am currently in no shorts right now, so I actually would right now I would prefer a move to the upside to make money on my long, close it out, and then look for a good short position. But let's continue on here. Money flow still coming out on the 4-hour. Take a look at the 2-hour. Money flow in the red. Take a look at that 5-hour, also starting to bleed out here pretty badly with our money flow. 6-hour also bleeding out pretty heavily. So now not only do we have the 4-hour now, it was kind of just the 4-hour for a while that was coming down like this. But now it's starting to bleed up into these higher time frames. Even the the 12-hour starting to round off here a bit. But again, hopefully we don't come down too far. I'm trying to not get stopped out of my short. But yeah, that is yeah, good point. Shout out to Brian. That's kind of what I was looking to say. That's kind of the words I was looking for. Higher lows are tough in a sideways range like this. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, like you get a higher low, it does not mean that you're just going to break out of the range, right? Yeah, are we continuing to push it? Yeah, we're just look at this. This is boring price action, guys. I mean, this is brutal. 0.5% up, 0.5% down, 0.5% up, 0.5% down. God, put me to sleep. Oh, shout out to Sir Quest said I saw Frankie on the Bing X main page. Yeah, shout out to Bing X. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll pull that up. Hold on. I don't want to dox myself here. Give me a second here, guys. Yeah, here we go. Oh, baby, there he is. There he is, right on the main page. Right on the main page. We are doing a live stream on 7-Eleven, guys, where I will be talking about volume profiles and divergences. It's basically going to be like a live tutorial. So if you've only been learning the volume profiles through these little bits and like little tips that I give on the live stream, definitely tune into that stream. It's going to be on the YouTube channel. Tune into that stream on 7-Eleven or January 11th. Oh, they changed it. I didn't even tell them. I was like, hey, they should probably put candles at the end. It just said Frankie, but I guess they noticed it themselves. Shout out to Bing X. But yeah, guys, super, super exciting to just see, go to Bing X and just be like, oh my God, that's my face. That's absolutely mind-blowing to me. But anyway, continuing on here, guys. Again, very, very confusing market. But the beautiful thing is with the volume profiles is I will simply just continue to treat this as a sideways range, right? We were looking yesterday, we were in a long in the premium Discord, put in the setup to go long. I'm not going to go ahead and find out. I guess it was right here, I believe. Yeah, yesterday was Wednesday. And we were looking for this basically long entry right down here, looking for this to push up to the value area high. And we wound up getting it on that 4-hour green dot, which was kind of the thing that I was waiting for to get that push up. And then it pushed us up into that value area high and then yeeted us all the way up to our macro value area high that you guys I know are very familiar with. If we take a look at this right here, we yeeted us right up to that macro value area high, turning that little scalp trade that was only supposed to be to the value area high into a little bit of extra gains for anybody in that trade. So shout out to the premium Discord and anyone who was able to take advantage of that information. And again, if we were to break, and we were in a short as well, right? We were short. I want to get the entries exactly right. So I don't really want to say exactly, because I don't know exactly where we entered. I don't want to say we entered higher than we actually did. It would be kind of disingenuous, but we were short as well. So that's how we hedge ourselves, right? Because we're shorting the highs of the value area, right? If you're short at the high and long at the lows, and it wasn't just this value area. There were other value areas we were looking at. I'm not going to show all the exact levels. It wouldn't be fair to the people who pay for the premium. But we were in a short as well. So if this was going to break down overnight and come way lower, we were basically short from the top of the range. And if we yeeted all the way out here and broke up to $33,000 or $32,000, we had a nice long entry from basically the middle of this larger range. And that's why I love the volume profiles so much, guys. So with that being said, I know it's really confusing out there. I know the sideways action is not that exciting, but it's nice that we're in a range because we can kind of get context into what is going on here, and it could give us a good idea of shout out to Mr. Wolf said, bing bong from bottom to top, VPVR, let's go. Shout out to you, bro. But at least we have context here to potentially get into some new long positions or new short positions and just be ready for that breakout or breakdown. And again, right now, looking at the indicators, I will say it is a little bit more pointing towards the downside in the short term. And I also want to point out that, guys, very fast moves up typically mean very fast moves down. So if we wind up breaking this range, more specifically 29,500, we may be able to get a bigger breakdown here for Bitcoin. And again, not really losing hope here for this bear market rally until we wind up coming all the way down here and cracking those lows down here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the key levels that I am watching. And surprise, surprise, let me go ahead and let me just pull up my face really quickly, guys, because I'm going to go ahead and log out of my paper trading account. Or actually, no, I think this is BingX. No, it's my paper trading account. Okay. Give me 1 second. Am I still showing? Is my face on the screen? Okay, there we go. Let me log out of this. I don't want to dox my usernames and stuff. Okay, cool. It didn't even show my usernames. Awesome. So that was for no reason. But yeah. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, there is I use this all the time to help people learn paper trading, right? If you open up your on TradingView, you come down, or you could even come down here, click this little arrow. It'll bring this kind of little bar up, and you can connect your paper trading account, right? Just hit connect. It'll tell you, it'll say log in. You just have to click log in. I don't think you have to type anything. It just automatically connects, and it allows you to put in paper trades to either practice a strategy. I use it to test strategies, or if I'm like trying to help somebody out and show them like how to put a trade in or just explain how trading works, I will use this. Very, very, very useful, especially because you can do it right on TradingView. I absolutely love it. But take a look at the key levels, guys. They do remain about the same. And basically, in the medium term, I am looking at this bigger macro value area. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, I told them to change it. Shout out to Tony D. He read my mind. This is the perks of having someone that you know so well working with you. Sometimes they just know what you would want anyway, and they get it done before you even ask. Shout out to Tony D. You're crushing it, bro. And then shout out, shout out to Mr. Wolf for those 10 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it. Yo, shout out to Mr. Wolf, bro. You've been gifting so many memberships. It's actually insane. But let's go ahead and continue. All right. Okay, continuing on. Shout out to everybody in here. You guys are crazy. Yeah, Mr. Wolf just giving everybody memberships. This is crazy, man. We've given away so many memberships, or you guys have given away so many memberships in the past few days. Literally almost every name in chat is now green, and also I got an award on YouTube. Like, not an award, but like an achievement unlocked. It's like, hey, pat yourself on the back. You have 800 members now or something. And it was nuts. And I'm like, hey, that's shout out to the Mafia. That's not even me. Pat yourselves on the back, Mafia. You guys are nuts. Shout out to Hannah, Wolf, shout out to Apples Up North, everybody who gets the memberships, Crypto and Yogurt. I know there's a lot of people who are kind of consistently been gifting those. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you guys more than you know. But these are the levels I'm looking at, guys. This previous value area between about $31,400 and about 28.7K right down here. This is basically the value area I am looking at, right? And what happened here? If we are looking at just the volume profile, we've broken above the value area low. We've gotten accepted back into the range. We came right to the POC. Oh, wait, shout out to, I think Dave Digital. Dave, did you super chat something? I saw POC. Yeah, shout out to Dave Digital. He said POC, Creighton told me. So shout out to Dave Digital for answering for Creighton. But yeah, once you break above that value area low, where's the price likely to go? Dave Digital. I don't know if Creighton is here, so if he's not, if you could just fill in for him, that would be great. But yeah, you break above the value area low, and Dave, great. The POC is where price is likely to go next. And what did we see? We saw a break above the low, came to the POC, got some turbulence, and then we went right for the value area high. We rejected there. And where are we expecting to go? Right back to the POC. We got another bounce back up to the value area high, back to the low, back to the high. And now we are basically sitting at the POC. And like we said yesterday, if we, Mrs. Candle's in the house. If we see a break below this POC, come on here, throw your hand on camera. We got to get the likes up. Guys, smash the like button. You got to do a thumbs up. Yeah, there we go. Smash the like button if you like DZ's Mrs. Candle's nail polish. Pretty pink, they call it. Smash that like button if you like Mrs. Candle's floppy hand. Oh, baby. Oh, God, it just cracked. Okay. Anyway, guys, shout out to Mrs. Candle's. But A break below this POC, guys, is where I would be expecting a break, and a decisive break below this level is where I would be expecting to come down to some lower prices, potentially targeting as low as the value area low, coming in at $28,670. It is likely not going to be a straight shot down there unless we get some kind of crazy, some kind of crazy news or something. But we do have some levels in between there. Now, again, if you watched the show yesterday, these levels have basically remained the same because price action has not really done very much. But this level right here where we have this wick could be a potential level to watch at $29,515. Oh, God, everybody. Sick nails. Oh, God. Sir Quest said, mash it. Shout out to Matthew Barnes said, hey, DZ. Yo, Mrs. Candles. Oh, wow. Oh, my God, she's not a doll. Shout out to Tyler. Of course she's not a doll. Like, definitely not. That's not. Anyway, we all know it's DZ. Crypto Cowboy. Not true. Not true. I will fight you guys till I'm blue in the face. That is a real person, and that is not DZ. I'm not saying it's not Ben, okay? I'm not saying it's not Ben, but it's definitely not DZ. I'm just kidding, guys. Mrs. Candle's a real person. Ask Jessica. Jessica met Mrs. Candle. So did Crypto Pollo, and Crypto Anon, and Crypto Billy. Some people have met her. You guys might meet her if you see us at a meetup or a conference. You might be able to meet Mrs. Candles. Typically, I introduce her as my assistant because she really doesn't want to be doxxed. So I'll just be like, this is my assistant. And then people are like, they see us like standing really close to each other. They're like, man, Frankie Candles is getting real close to his assistant. Someone's got to tell Mrs. Candles. And then I got to be like, I'm just kidding. It's Mrs. Candles. Anyway, continuing on. Shout out to B. He said our Bitstamp level's more respected. Not necessarily. The reason I like looking at the Bitstamp chart for the live streams, guys, is really because of the history it has, right? If I want to go back and show you guys 2019, I could just go zoom to 2019. If I want to show you 2016, 2017, I can show you that. So it is that's really why I use it, right? It's not necessarily more respected. I will tell you this. The Bybit chart is probably the most accurate levels I've seen. But, take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, continuing on, guys. This is kind of the macro value area we're looking at. I will be treating this as a value area. So if we break that POC decisively, I will be looking for a move down to the value area low eventually, right? Also looking for a bounce off 29,515. And then obviously we break that. This blue box is the next major level of support, right? Because not only is it our value area low at the bottom, but we also have our previous value area high right here at the top of that blue box. So maybe if we want to come down here and test that value area high, we've broken out of that value area high. If we do wind up coming down, price might want to come down and retest that previous value area high before getting another bigger move to the upside. And if we wind up slipping that level, I will say that is where I am looking for, just like a typical volume profile, just looking at the value area low, looking for longs at the value area low and shorts at the value area high. And you can see here, if you were looking for shorts up here, it would have played out pretty well for a short, right? And then obviously we have a local value area in here, which I am also looking at for my shorter term trades right here. So you reject the macro value area high. You're potentially looking to come to the macro low, which you didn't. But then you have this volume profile to give you some context into what is going on locally. And you would know, well, hey, what's going on right here? If we come down and we get below this value area low, I may look for a move to the local value area low. And that would have been a decent short. And then you're looking for longs at that value area low to the local high with a potential move up to the macro high, but you're really only looking for the shorts within the range that you're trading. And then you're looking for shorts at the value area high. And then you're looking for it to come back to the low. And then you're looking for longs and you're looking for it to come back up to the high. And then we deviated. You're looking for shorts, right back down to the low, right back to the POC, and then the high, right? Is this making sense? So that is kind of how I'm handling things. But zooming back out here, this is basically what I'm looking at, guys. I mean, again, chances are if we wind up getting a break below that POC, we're not just going to get that straight candle down. And it's also not the only level, right? We have that $29,515, and then we have this level here, $29,290. Which is not only the value area high of our previous volume profile from up here, but it is also, if we zoom all the way out, it is also in line with the value area low from the bull market. Basically, the whole top of the bull market, you can see, got to move up, flipped it to support, came back to the high, deviated from the high, right back down to the low, bounced off the low, came back to the high, deviated from the high, back below the value area high, and then we started working our way back down to the value area low, and then we lost it and came back down and capitulated in the bear market. But the point here is, if we can hold that level, the top of this blue box that I just showed you guys, if we could come down and hold that as support, we may get accepted back into this bigger area of balance or this bigger range from up here. And once we get accepted back into that range decisively, right, come back down, test it again. Once we break out of this local volume profile, the door opens up to the point of control, coming in at about $34,450, right? And the reason I say this is because I like to show you guys the context behind the levels that I'm looking at, right? Like, I'm not just looking at this saying, guys, this is a really important level of support because like, I don't know why else I would look at support. Like, we got rejected here, we got rejected here, we got rejected here. That's important support. There's nothing wrong with finding your support and resistance like that. I want to be very clear. You can find support and resistance like that. I do it like that too. But the more context you have into what this actual level is, the more insight you can have into where price will go in the future, right? Because we know if we break below this price, not only are we falling out of potentially getting back into the macro. Let me explain this. If we lose that level, if we lose the top of the blue box, not only are we falling out of this range, let me hide this. Hang on. I want to make this very clear for you guys. I guess I can't take that off. But actually, you know what? I will. I'm just going to draw this completely fresh, right? This will be way easier for you guys to see, right? So value area low coming in right here, $29,290, right? Try to get it as close to that level as possible. It's kind of hard on these higher time frames. But this is essentially that level, right? Value area low. If price gets up and holds that as support, we will likely get accepted into this range, which opens up the door to come to the POC and then the value area high. Does that make sense? Now, if we lose that level, not only does it mean that we're probably not getting accepted into this range, but we've gotten rejected from that range and price is going to go search for lower prices, but where is price? If we lose that level of support, we know that we're probably not getting into this range. We're not ready yet. We're probably going to come down. But where are you going to go to? Well, that's why looking at the other level we were looking at, which is the previous value area high of this range, we now know that, hey, all right, so we lose the top of this blue box. We know we're not getting accepted back into the macro range. And also, we know if we can't get back above that level quickly, we know that we're probably going to get accepted back into this range, right? So if you get rejected from that range, the upper range, and we come back down to the lower range, we now know that price is likely to come back down to at least the POC at $26,900. Does that make sense? So this is how we find the levels, and this is why. Because now I have context. I'm not just saying like, oh, if we break that level, it was strong resistance, so if we lose it, it'll probably bring us down. Now I actually have like a blueprint of like where I can look. Like, where is Bitcoin going to go hang out? It's probably going to go hang out in this range if we can't get back above that value area high. Because we know, because those two levels, the value area high right here and the macro value area low that I just showed you from all the way in the bull market, they're the same level. So does that hit me with a hashtag value if you guys are understanding what I'm saying? It gives you context into what to expect next. Not just, and again, there's nothing wrong with finding your support and resistance by eye, but this is just more helpful because it actually gives you insight into what's going to happen next. Let's see. Yo, Creighton C is in the house, and he said, we're a cult. How are we not tribal? Shout out to Creighton. Guys, we're not a cult. I swear we're not a cult. I didn't mean to create a cult. I didn't mean to, okay? It wasn't on purpose. But we are the friendliest cult out there, guys. We are the friendliest mafia ever. Unless you cross us. I'm just kidding. Kinda. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Hashtag value. You guys get it. Let's go. Let's go. Chris throwing in those Frankie Candles faces. Hashtag value. Darren Does Things says, like the stream, likes cannot be bearish. Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I appreciate you, bro. But, guys, that is basically what we're looking at. Again, kind of a recap of yesterday because nothing really happened. Nothing really that important happened. But that's what we're looking at. Just looking at the market in terms of ranges. We have our macro range from here. And then you have your local range of our little sideways action up here. And now we have not only a macro view of what can happen and where price is likely to be gravitate to, but we also have that local range that can set us up for some fire long positions if we break up and some fire short entries to get down, right? I am using this local range essentially to find entries, right? I am not in a short right now. I am in a long. I am not in a short. So if I was not in a short and we wind up coming back up, I'm in a long, right? So I'm looking to take profit at this POC. I will be looking to take profit at the value area high, right? At this point, I would be locking in profits and moving my stop loss to the entry, right? And then once that happens, if we wind up getting bearish signals up here, I will look for a short position. And then if we break down, I am now in a short from the top of the range. And this is what I'm doing, right? I use this to find my entries. So whether it breaks up or down, I'm likely going to be either in a position from the low of the range if we break up, and I will likely be in a short from the top of the range if we break down. And this is kind of how I plan to profit on a move to the upside or the downside, no matter what happens. This is the beautiful thing about being a trader is you don't really have to pick a side. Obviously, you got to, bite the bullet and jump into a position, but by using good risk management, you could even be wrong a bunch of times in a row. I could be like, hey, let's say I'm wrong, right? Like we were looking at this long position, right, which we are, yeah, this is brutal, guys. Oh, my God. Like, just stop me out or make me money here. What is going on? Absolutely brutal. But if I wind up being wrong here, right? If I wind up being wrong here, let's go ahead. I'm just going to put the position to. I'm not going to get the exact entry that I had because I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was 30,050 maybe, or maybe 30,150. I'm just going to say we're long from here, right? I don't know if that's exactly the level. But if you have a tight stop loss, right? This is a very small loss if I get stopped out, right? And I can lose multiple of these trades in a row, and I only have to be right once, right? If I'm right once, if I think right now, let's just say this is not the case, but let's say my bias is that this is going to break to the upside, right? But I'm wrong. I could get stopped out of this trade. Okay, boom. I made a very, very small controlled loss, right? Then I could try again, right? I try to long on a lower move, right? It moves back down. I try to long it again. I'm wrong again, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait until we hit this level. And then we come down here, and then it finally rips, and I turn those two small losses into this one giant gain. That's how you want your P&L to look, right? Small loss, small loss, small loss, giant win, small loss, small win, small loss, giant win, right? Your giant wins should outweigh your small losses. And if you're able to manage your risk like that, you can actually lose more often than you win and still be profitable, which is wild. But that's the beauty of trading the volume profiles, guys. And it's just kind of a comfortable way to trade, right? Because I don't care if I get stopped out of this trade. It's a very small loss. I'll just wait to come lower and look for another long. And if it winds up playing out and I come up to the local value area high right here, right? Let's say I'm targeting this local value area high. Price comes up. Boom. Okay, yeah, it's playing out. Nice. And then we get a short setup right here. I'll take my profits, and I won't close the whole position. I'll take my good profits that I'm happy with, move my stop loss into profit, right? Maybe right below the POC. And then if I wind up being wrong about the short and the short gets stopped out, well, my long is going to continue to run. Right? And, yeah, it's just hedging your bets, right? Hedging your positions. It's one of the most beneficial things you can do to become a profitable trader, right? Let's see. Hey, shout out to Buck. A lot of questions about funded accounts. I talked about this yesterday. No, I don't. I've never traded a funded account. Maybe it's something we can look into. I feel like that's more of a Forex thing than anything. I don't know any crypto firms that do funded accounts. But no, I've never had a funded account, so I don't really have a lot of experience with it. But hey, I mean, I guess it's a good, if you don't have a lot of capital to trade with, I think there's a lot of things that people don't talk about with funded accounts. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with them, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But like, you don't get to keep all the money. It's like a percentage, and it's like, yeah. But if you don't have a lot of capital, it's probably, I mean, I guess it's a good way to get some bigger capital into your trades to make more profits for sure. But yeah, I just don't have a lot of experience with them, so I don't really want to speak on them too much. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. That is what we're looking at. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull up this trade. Yeah, here we go. So here we go, up on Femex. Shout out to Femex. But yeah, just kind of sitting in this trade, guys. Not too heavy of a trade. Well, it's a $50,000 position. So I guess it is a decent-sized trade, but it's $5,000 in margin. So not too bad. But yeah, That's what we're doing. Up about 3.6%. Like I said, I've basically just been floating between like $500 in profit to like 500 in profit, 100 in profit, 500 in profit, 100 in profit, 300 in profit, and then really close to break even, and then back to 300 in profit. So it's just kind of a choppy trade here. Just really, really. Oh yeah, and here we go. Entry. It was 30,140, not 30,150. But yeah, that's it. So just waiting for the resolution of this trade. I'm like kind of tempted to close it, to be honest, just because. Like, whatever. It's a small profit. It's whatever. But if I didn't have my stop loss set like this, I would probably just close this. Just because, I'm not going to lie, things are very unclear, guys. I'm not afraid to say that. Things are very unclear. Like, again, I would still favor a move to the downside just because of the way money flow looks. Like, I would still favor the next big move to either. I would favor the next big move to be to the downside before another big move up, right? So I still do think another big move up is coming, but I would favor a move down first. But the problem is it's very unclear because we do have some things that could call for more upside, but I will lean, I am going to lean a little bit more towards a move to the downside. Once we print this 1 hour green dot, I will start to feel a little bit better about this long position. But that is, I'll pull that back up. Yeah, so just really just sitting here waiting for this to just resolve itself. But there you go. Shout out to Femex. If you guys want to sign up for Femex, you can check the link in the description down below. I don't know if they have a deal going on. I believe they're all listed. If you click it, you'll know if you're getting a deal. But if you guys want to sign up and long or short your favorite coins or Bitcoin, you can check out Femex. It will also give you access to our dining room where you get one premium TA post or setup from the premium Discord for free. All you have to do is sign up with our links. But yeah, there you go. Check out Femex. But let's see. Goblin Town, baby. Let's go. Somebody said Kelly Kellum. Kelly, are you in here? Shout out to Kelly. I don't see him in here, but if he's in here, shout out to Kelly Kellum. Go check him out on the BitLab Academy YouTube channel. I don't think he's in here. But maybe he is. Kelly, show yourself if you're in here. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Buck said, yeah, that's the problem I have. I've found that they don't really do crypto too much for funded accounts. Yeah, shout out to Kevin's Awake said, small losses, giant win, high probability. Yeah, absolutely. Yo, this Frankie Candle's face, man, is got me beside myself. But guys, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Again, not the most exciting stuff. What happens if we get that big breakdown? Again, if we lose this value area high, I'm not panicking just yet. I said this yesterday. Not quite panicking yet if we lose that value area high. I will really start to expect a bigger move down once we lose the bottom of this blue box, which is our previous value area low. It will officially reject us out of this current range and accept us into this older range, which again will open up the door to come down to this POC at about $26,893. And I will say there is a decent bit of volume here, so you're probably going to get some support, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be a quick rip down to the POC. I think it will be a little bit of a slower bleed if it does happen. We'll kind of bounce around up here a little bit, but eventually you are expecting to potentially get to that value area low. And then even if we start slipping that value area low, guys, even if we slip this value area low, I wouldn't really be panicking yet. It's not until we are decisively losing this level where you would see that bigger move to the downside. And then once we crack these lows and we, I would say probably like a daily candle close, right? This would take time, but if we did get all the way back down there, a daily candle close below this level would probably be where I would start to flip a little bit more bearish and expect a bigger move to the downside. But yeah, those are the levels locally to watch and kind of more in the macro, the levels to watch. But again, not too much has changed since yesterday, just kind of still bonging around. I will say this, guys. Nice short entry. My beautiful short entry actually wound up. I got stop hunted. I feel embarrassed. I got stop hunted. I was in a beautiful short, and then they just whip, and like I said, they just grabbed that liquidity. They just grabbed that liquidity that was above these 4-hour highs, and they just came in and then just yeeted out those shorts. Very, 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 very annoying. But anyway, that is how it goes, guys. That is how it goes, and that's why we have stop losses. so they can stop us out. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Kelly's still hanging. Shout out to Crypto Billy. He said Kelly's still hanging pictures. What does that even mean? Shout out to Crypto Billy. Yeah. Shout out to Matthew. Says this looks like the 2019 top. You have to understand, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Like zooming out a little bit. And Rob, thank you for the nudge there. I did see you. But again, coming all the way back to 2019. Again, shout out to the Bitstamp chart. But yeah, like this is. I mean, let's see. Let me pull the volume profile. I don't think it was. I mean, it would be eerie if I could get like a range here. Let's see, like this little range right here. Ooh, yeah, I don't. It's not gonna work, but I could pull that. Boom. Yeah, I mean, this is somewhat similar. Now, guys, this is speculative, but. Pull this range. Let me actually experiment with this a little more. Let me pull it to here. Yeah, I mean, I'll take these levels, right? So you have your value area high, your value area low, and your POC, right? And again, there's really no science behind this other than just visually looking at the price action and pulling ranges. But you had this previous value area from back here, in the past. I'm not going to go over dates and stuff. You lost that. You came out of the volume profile. You came down, right? You bing-bonged around. You get that rally. You get accepted back into that macro value area, right? Just like right here. We came down, and then we came back up, and we got accepted into that value area, right? Very similar. You get accepted back into that value area. Flip it to support. Come to the POC. Back to the value area low. Right up to the value area high. You deviate. Come back in. Deviate. Come back to the low. Bing-bong around at the low. Back to the high, and then you finally lose it, and then you kind of bing-bong around here, flip it to support, break it back down. I'm not going to call every move here, but you can kind of see how price has interacted with that range. Very, very similarly, you kind of topped out up here, and then you got a big move down. Right now, this was a black swan event, right? So not really taking this into consideration, but if you're just looking at this price action, you came up to the value area high. I mean, you put in these higher time frame bearish divergences, which we also have on our chart right now, and then you cool off and come all the way back down to the value area low, which right now, in the current situation we're talking about, is at around 28,600, right? And then obviously, I would argue if you didn't have that black swan event, I think we all knew what happened in March of 2020, but if we didn't have that black swan event, we might have just bing-bonged around in here a little bit before finally taking off. Could we be in a similar situation up here? Well, if we are, we may be in for quite a ride, because if we don't get a black swan event, it may start to get kind of boring here. If that is going to play out the same, which again, chances are it's not going to play out like that. And if it does, it's not going to play out exactly the same. But what that would kind of look like is just bing-bonging around within this range, right? You come up to the value area high. Maybe we deviate from the value area high, bing-bong around here, and then just kind of move around in this range till we get the halving and then move up into the next bull run. But that's very speculative. Take that with a grain of salt. But these are the levels we're watching, guys. Again, very, very similar to what they've been. But guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get those altcoins in the chat. If you want me to take a look at your altcoins, go ahead and spam them in chat right now. Rob the Crypto Snob will count them all up and let me know which ones we're going to be looking at. And we're going to start off with Ethereum and Cardano. Let's do it. Here we go. All right, jumping into Ethereum. Let's take a look. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me actually pull up. No, I guess is it this one? Let's see. No, we don't have any TA on here at all. Okay. Oh, that's why. All right, let's see. Let me turn on this TA. I'm probably going to wind up turning it back off, though, if I'm being honest. Too much. Okay, we'll just take a look at this. There they are. There's those altcoins. Let's go. Let's see. IMX Loop Ring, Sui OP. Got to hit up Adam. We can take a look at Adam. I haven't seen Adam, and I haven't looked at Adam in a long time. But yeah, let's jump through Cardano. Let's jump through what is this called? Ethereum, or Ethereum, as your grandmother might call it. But let's take a look here, guys. What happened? This is the range we're looking at, right? what happened? Well, we've been looking at this for quite some time, right? We got the POC here at 1818, right? I feel like I say that number very specifically. 1818. I don't never say 1818. I say 1818. But yeah, we've been looking at these levels, guys. These are the macro levels I'm looking at on Ethereum. POC at 1818. I'm doing it on purpose now. Value area low at 1730 and your value area high at 1925. Right? What happened? Simply playing the volume profiles. You deviate from the low. You're looking for longs. You reclaim the low. You come to the high. Reject the high. Come to the POC. Deviate from the high. You're looking for shorts. You reject the high. You're looking to come potentially down to that POC at 1818. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. VWAP is coming up. So again, similar to last night, I would be careful of some short-term. I mean, look at that retest. Look at this bearish retest, guys. You deviate, right? You come up, lose it, bearish retest, bearish retest, bearish retest, breakout, return to the value area high, breakdown, bearish retest, nuke to the floor, right? Once, right here, this is your signal. Boom. Now, I wouldn't enter on this. I would need to see some kind of entry signal on the lower time frames. Screw it. I'll show you guys what I do. Come down here. You're looking for some kind of an entry signal. Sometimes you don't get it. Whether you're looking for swing failure patterns, divergences, we typically, I am a big divergence guy, so I will look for divergences at the highs, right, which you did have here on the 1 minute, right? So, take that with a grain of salt. But, yeah, let's see. Did you have it on the 12-minute? Yes. You had price action making higher highs. You had momentum making lower highs. That gives you a discrepancy between your price action and your oscillator, which is your momentum waves. Price is going up. Momentum is coming out. Money flow is also leaving the asset, right? Money is leaving the asset. Momentum is also leaving. Price action continuing up. Doesn't really make sense. You might want to look for some short positions. And then, obviously, it wound up breaking back down. But really, once you break down, you get that bearish retest, that beautiful bearish retest. Boom, boom. And then that rip to the downside, right? So I would look for a potential. We also have, I think we have a 2-hour divergence on Bitcoin as well. Yeah, potential bullish divergence here on Bitcoin on the 2-hour as well. I would keep an eye on that for a potential local bounce. But other than that, guys, it is definitely looking like if we do wind up seeing price action continue to the downside, that next major stop is going to be 1818, which is the point of control of the range. Something we've been looking at for quite some time. I think, we were looking at it right here as we were rejecting here. I was saying, hey, guys, 1818 is our next level. Boom, we came right back down, got a bounce, back to the high. Now we are looking again for a potential visit of 1818, which is the point of control of the range. If we lose that point of control of the range, there is a possibility that we could wind up coming all the way down to the value area low at 1730. But again, 4-hour VWAP starting to round off here. I would be careful of some short-term rebounds or retracements to the upside. Take a look at the 12-hour. Let's see here. Yeah, 2-hour looking for the bull div potentially. Yeah, you're getting a lot of divergences here on some of the lower time frames. So I would look for a potential bounce to the upside, but eventually, take a look at the daily. Daily red dot confirmed. If we wind up seeing this give us more downside, again, those are the major levels I'm looking at on Ethereum. There's no need to complicate it any further than that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on, but let's just check the higher time frames really quickly. Today is very close to printing a red dot, right? So this is another thing that we were looking at on Bitcoin for another move to the downside, right? Was that 2-day red dot, which is obviously there as well, right? Again, these are all the things that are making us think that we can get a bigger move down before the next leg to the upside. But altcoin votes are in and being counted. Let's go. Shout out to Rob the Cryptos now. We appreciate you, bro. You're the man. But there you go. That's what we're looking at on Ethereum. And let's take a quick look at ADA. Guys, I will say, I am probably going to I'm going to try to run out of here a little bit early tonight. And by a little bit early tonight, I mean we'll probably do a 2-hour live stream. But I do want to try to get out of here a little bit early. So once we're done with the alt, I might wrap up early. But again, you guys know how that goes every single time. I just wind up staying the whole 2 hours. But anyway, we're going to try for it today. But let's see. Checking out Coinbase. Here we go. Plenty of TA to go around on this chart. Jesus. 15. Let's check the daily first. I might just start a new chart here. This is a mess. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Daily red dot confirmed. 2-day red dot looking to print. Money flow crossing over into the green, though. That is a little bit of a better sign than more of a good sign than a bad sign, but the VWAP is likely to give you a little bit of turbulence here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to remove all these drawings and start fresh on Cardano. I'm going to go ahead and pull a range. Basically, I'm just going to pull it from, I'm going to pull it all over this. Not liking it. Let me pull up the VPVR really quickly. Okay, yeah, these are, let's see. I would probably take these levels. I'd take these levels. Okay. I would look at this macro value area low at 30 cents. I'd look at the macro POC at 36 cents. I'd look at the value area high at 44 cents. If, yeah, I mean, this is it, right? Bounce off the low, back to the POC, back to the high, back to the POC, back to the low. We are now bearishly retesting the lows, or the value area low. We need to get back above this level at 30 cents. If we can get back above 30 cents, I will go ahead and look for that next move up to the POC. But the indicators would be potentially calling for more downside with that I would look for this 2-day red dot. If you get this 2-day red dot, what I would look for on Cardano and kind of how I would handle this. If you get that 2-day red dot and you're able to make a lower low here, let's say you're able to get another push down here on that 2-day red dot, and you're able to put a lower low in on your price action, and this momentum wave comes down and puts in a higher low, that's what I would look for. Bullish divergence on the 2-day into a key level of support. That is where I might look to stack some serious Cardano. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a nuke ski to the downside. Trade officially in the red. We're down $1.25. And now we're back up $15. Okay, yeah, this is and we're back down $7. Oh God. Maybe we could see, maybe I'll get stopped out live here. Let's see. Down 26 cents. Come on, baby. Stop me out. Do something. Do something. Don't tickle me like this. $8. God, we're down $8, guys. We did not do the DXY yet. Let's damp it all, baby. Dump it. Down 92 cents. Pin my next comment. Got you. Thank you, Sir Robert. Except there's an emoji in the way, so I got to wait for it to move up in chat. Oh, no. How are we? Oh, there we go. Down $43. Oh, my God. We're going to get stopped out, guys. Let's see. Boom. Pinned, baby. Pinned. Rob, can you not pin comments? I got to wait for it to come up even more. Okay. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on this, guys. I'm not going to watch this. It's probably going to be like watching paint dry. But I would prefer to get stopped out than just let this thing hover here any longer. It's quite frustrating. But I would look for a lower low here on Cardano, guys, into this key level of support for a bounce to the upside. Money flow crossing over. Again, higher time frames still look good, right? We spent a lot of time in the red, and now we're crossing into the green. That is more bullish than bearish, right? So I would be looking at that as a pretty good sign in the long term, but I would look for that 2-day bullish divergence to really put in a nice bottom. You know we like nice bottoms on this channel. But that's what I would look for a bigger bounce to the upside on Cardano. But yeah, 2-day red dot looking very, very similar to a lot of other things. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Yeah, let me actually take a look at... Oh, that's why, because Tony D does it from my account. That's why he's able to, yeah, that's why he's able to pin comments, because he does it from my account. That's why. That makes sense. I thought all the mods could do it because Tony used to do it all the time. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to take a look at Adam really quickly before I forget. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, or Bitcoin Chicken, as I like to call him. Let's check out Adam really, really quickly before we continue on our list. And I haven't looked at Adam in quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and clear the indicators here. Whoops, I did not want to do that. I wanted to clear the drawings, not the indicators. But let's take a look here as Adam is, I mean, guys, I will say this. A lot of these alts, right? Like just coming down to the alts. I'll get a better chart here, right? Binance, right? Sitting, you know, sitting 78% off the lows, right? Like, just pick any of these altcoins. Off the highs, I meant to say. Any of these altcoins, guys. 93% off the highs. Cardano. 90% off the highs. Now, listen. I am accumulating altcoins right now, and I've been very open about this. I talk about it a lot. I am accumulating altcoins. It may wind up being, in hindsight, a mistake. I might wind up getting lower lows. But here's the thing, guys. I am not dumping my whole bag into these altcoins. I am dollar cost averaging in. So I have been dollar cost averaging into the alts that way, right? Like, you can never be sure. If we decide to rip up from these prices, I am dollar cost averaging into my alts, right? If we get another big move down, I will simply just buy more at the lows, lowering my average buy-in cost. So I just want to point that out. A lot of these coins are 80 to 90-something% off their highs. It's a big discount. Doesn't mean they can't go down more. Please understand that. But, they're definitely on sale. That's for dang sure. But let's take a look at Adam really quickly, guys, while I take a sip of this Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Shout out to the Biomex. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, damp it. Damp it. Green scalps out. Let's go. Shout out to Biomex. Appreciate you for being here. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Biomex is an OG. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said early. You're so funny, Frank. You're Hey, I'm a fun guy. I'm a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to end early tonight, guys. Yeah, I will. Not the best at ending early. But let's take a look at Adam. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go ahead and zoom in here, right? So, yeah, we are within our macro volume profile here, which is a decent sign here. Our 2-day is looking for the red dot. I'd be careful, guys. I would be careful. Now, I will say this, and shout out to Tony D, because I had this conversation with him. For the past, week or so. And basically, I'm talking about how I say this a lot in my premium live streams. I say it a lot. I say it a lot in general. You don't want to listen. There's nothing wrong with listening to someone's TA or taking their opinion into account, right? Especially if you have someone that you respect, as I do, right? When I talk to, Garrett Soloway, right? I respect what he says, right? I respect his, he's been doing this a long time, right? So I respect what he says. Evan Aldo, I respect what he says. Jason Casper, I respect what he says. Lifer, respect what he says. Basically, any of the people that you see us interact with on YouTube, I like to hear their opinions, right? Like when I have Jason, this is why I have guests on my show, because I don't really watch YouTube that much anymore, right? I'm making videos, not watching them as much. So I like having people on my show and hearing what they think about the markets. But the one thing I always caution people against is don't let other people's opinion completely invalidate what you think. Because sometimes those people are going to be wrong and you're going to be right. And vice versa. Sometimes they're going to be right and you're going to be wrong. And one thing I will say is it's a much better feeling when, at least in my opinion, is when I'm wrong myself. I'd rather be wrong myself than, listen to everybody maybe at the office, at BitBoy Crypto, talking about I think it's going to break out. I think it's going to break out. But I'm looking at things on the chart that are calling for downside. Sometimes even for me, guys, hearing it's going to go up, it's going to go up, it's going to go up, can leak into my brain, and I start to second guess myself. And then I wind up you wind up talking about the bullish case, and I'm like, oh man, maybe it will go up, whatever. And then it eventually winds up going the way you thought it was going to go originally, and you're like, I should have just stuck to my plan. So my advice is stick to your plan. And this is not financial advice, of course, but stick to your plan. Don't let other people listen to other people, obviously, because you don't want to be stuck in your own echo chamber either. But just don't let anyone guys, I'm leaning. I would rather be wrong about this 4-hour money flow, and I've been talking about it for a long time. And I'm sure a lot of people are out there on Bitcoin. This is Adam. But just saying man, he's been talking about this money flow coming to the downside. When is this thing going to dump? And then that bull pennant came up on Bitcoin, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's going to break out. It's going to break out. And I'm like, guys, the money flow is still coming out. The money flow still doesn't look good. I'm not ready to say this is going to break out. And I feel crazy going against everybody being like bull flag, bull flag, bull pennant, bull pennant. But I got to give the information that's on the charts, and that's what I trust. And if that money flow winds up being wrong, I'd rather be wrong myself than just be like, you know what, guys? Everyone's bullish. I think it's going to break up too. And then I wound up being right. So just with that being said, I've been talking to Tony about this. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I feel crazy, bro. Everyone's calling for upside. I'm like, am I the only person looking at this, looking at Market Cypher? And I was like, I'm sticking to my guns. I don't care if I'm wrong. But anyway, I guess we'll find out soon. But anyway, Astrological Ether said, Frankie, what other coins do you like in the Atom ecosystem besides Osmosis? Thanks for your work. Shout out to Astrological Ether. I appreciate you, bro. I am going to, okay, so I don't want to actually leak this just yet because we're going to be making some pre-recorded videos about altcoins. I get this question. This is like probably the number one question I get. Everyone's like, what altcoins are you buying? What altcoins are you buying? But I have pre-recorded videos in the chamber right now talking about this. I don't want to leak any information on it because then people will just be like, oh, I already heard this on the live stream. But I will say I am bullish on the Cosmos ecosystem. I will go over it. We're going to dive into token metrics. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming. I don't want to leak anything right now, but I am bullish on Cosmos in general. I think Cosmos is going to be a good play, at least for me. I'm not telling anyone else to buy it, but I think Cosmos could be a good play in the next bull run. I think interoperability will be a big narrative, and obviously altcoins on Atom or Cosmos is kind of another thing that I'm looking at as far as my alt bag. So we will talk about it. I don't want to leak it right now, but thank you for the $10 super chat, my dude. Definitely bullish on it. Shout out to you, Astrological Ether. You're the man. And keep an eye out for those videos. Or I might even dedicate a live stream where instead of looking at the altcoins, we dig into the altcoin portfolio, or I build an altcoin portfolio with you guys. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the super chat for sure. But let's go ahead and continue on. Oh, there we go. I forgot I had a token metrics tutorial. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Oh, dropping the Lux Algo 30% discount in there as well. If you guys are fans of Lux Algo like I am, definitely go check that out. But with that being said, guys, let's continue on here for Atom. Taking a look at the daily. Yeah, okay. So again, looking very similar to a lot of other things. I would be careful with the VWAPs coming down on these higher daily time frames. I would expect some more consolidation or even a potential move to the downside. But your key level of support is definitely going to be this macro value area low coming in at $8.73. If you could hold above this level, right, we broke above it, flipped it to support. If we're able to stay above here, I will look for a move potentially to that POC. Now, again, it doesn't mean immediately move to the POC. It doesn't mean get into a long position and ride it up to the POC right now. Again, 2-day red dot looking to print. Daily red dot confirmed. I would look for a potential another move to the downside, maybe even a deviation before getting back up there. I would really be watching that 2-day red dot for the next move to the downside on Atom. Take a look at the 10-hour. Let's look at the shorter term. Yeah, I mean, 4-hour money flow coming out, guys. I hate to beat a dead horse here. I really hate to beat a dead horse here, but they're coming back up here slightly, but just in general, 4-hour money flow coming to the downside. That is more of a bearish look than a bullish look, just like everything else. I'm kind of agnostic. I really don't care if we get a move up or a move down, to be 100% honest with you guys. Like right now, I guess I would technically favor a move to the upside just so I don't get stopped out of my short. But again, I don't really care if I get stopped out of this short. It's actually getting very close. Maybe we can have it. Maybe it can happen live. At least make the content. Oh, it's going for it. Do it. Do it. Oh my God, you tease. You tease. Do it. Do it. Come on. I've been waiting for this trade to either go. There we go, baby. You ever see anybody celebrate getting stopped out, guys? Oh, God. Let that be a lesson, guys. That's okay. Notice, I don't care about getting stopped out of this trade. The reason is because it was a small controlled loss, right? I risked $5,000 on that position, and I only lost, what, 100 and something, $120 or whatever, right? So, yeah, sure. Is losing $120 fun? Not really. But understand, like, look at the emotion that was not there. Well, that was emotional, but I was still like, I didn't really care, right? And the reason is because I risked $5,000 on the trade. And I really only risked 100 and something, right? Because of my stop loss. But I put $5,000 on the trade. What a lot of people do is they put $5,000 on the trade, they don't put a stop loss, and then they get, $2,500 in the red, and they're like, oh my God, where's the next support? Like, is it gonna come back up? Like, oh my God, like, what should I do? Should I cut my losses here? Like, you don't want to be in that situation. You want to be in a situation where even if price comes down and hits your stop loss, you're just like, okay, cool. Look for the next trade, right? Like, I'm not worried about it. So just take that because I think a lot of people need to hear that, right? Like, You're never gonna see me get stopped out of a trade unless if you get into some weird situation where your stop loss doesn't get triggered or you don't have a stop loss set. Like I don't like getting liquidated. I don't mind getting stopped out, right? And there you go. I feel like everybody goes, you never lose trades. There you go. I just got stopped out of a trade. I think the reason people think that I don't lose trades is because I never care when I lose the trade. It's because when I lose the trade, guys, look at the risk to reward, right? I think my TP on that, my first TP on that trade was $500, right? So the risk to reward was very good there, right? So I don't care if I get stopped out. And the reason is because they are all controlled small losses, right? So there you go. Anyway, let's see. Live horses everywhere be like, I wish he'd hit me like that. Oh, God. Shout out to Dave Digital. That would be me, Digital X. Yeah, I mean, take it for what it's worth, you know? What's up? What's up, brah? What's up, brah? Shout out to the locker room. Let's go. Oh, yeah, guys, we're going for 550 likes. If you have not smashed that like button, go ahead and hit it. Get us some likes on the stream, guys. Get us some likes on the stream. Let's see. Yeah, Sam Doe TV's like he's crying on the inside. I'm not. These are happy tears, guys. Let's see. Yeah, Darren Does Things says, you're like me, Frankie. Getting stopped out is meh. Guys, yes, shout out to Darren. Getting stopped out should be meh. Like, I'm not saying you should want to get stopped out. Obviously, I'm doing that as a joke. But, obviously I would prefer that trade to play out in my favor. But yeah, if you're getting stopped out and it's ruining your day, you're not managing your risk correctly, right? Or you're just trading with more money than you should be, right? Because, to me, whatever that was, I think it was $120 about. But it was $142, right? $142 is not going to ruin my day, right? And I don't want to say that as everybody's at a different place, right? Someone can lose $1,000 and not care, right? Some people can lose $100 and not care. Some people will get pissed if they lose $15, right? So, but if it's ruining your day when you get stopped out, you're trading with too much money, right? You're risking more than you're willing to trade with. So take that as a gauge, right? So when you get stopped out, you should not really care. Obviously, you want to win your trades more than you lose them, right? But if it's ruining your day and you're getting emotional every time you get stopped out, you're probably trading with too much money. Again, just look at the ratio there. I had $5,000 on the trade. A bad situation would, for me, if I put $5K on that trade and I got liquidated for $5K, I'd be pissed. But I never even had to worry about that, right? Because even if I was away from my computer, I would have only gotten stopped out for $140, right? So there you go. I don't want to harp on that too much. Let's see. Yeah, walking a fine line at 30K. That's right. Let's see. Jonah Plainclothes said I hit the like button and it called the cops. Yeah, J-Rod said you make it back, no problem. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing. That's not I'm not going all in on my trades, right? You should not be going all in on your trades. This was a little scout that I was looking to take. It didn't play out. I will get the next one. It's simply not a big deal. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Boom, just hit it. Thanks, Frankie. Shout out to Michael. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah. See, I wish I was still in my long position. I wish I didn't get stopped out of my long because that would have been a really weird emotional trade right there because I would have been like, no, don't stop me out, but yes, make me gains on my short. So kind of a mixed bag there. But yeah, taking a look at Adam, guys, looking very similar to a lot of other things. Watch that 2-day red dot for some more downside. But again, these are the key levels that I would be looking at. Do we have any confluence with our local golden pocket in the value area low? Not quite. Yeah, I don't really like pulling my fibs to these scam wicks, but boom. I would look at, if you do wind up getting back down to the value area low, I would look for a potential, I would look for some potential support, in this blue box if you start losing the low. Golden pocket coming in here at 822. All right, let's see. Bitcoin Slut said, I just went long at the 618 retrace from today's low to today's high. Not a bad move. I wouldn't call that a bad move at all. 786. Yeah, that's probably even a better call, to be honest. Let's see. From today's high or today's low to today's high. Just come down to the. Let's see here. Let's see. What is today? The 6th. All right. Let's come down to a lower time frame. There we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We'll come back to this. Let me knock out these. Let me knock out these. What do they call them? Altcoins. Oh no! What just happened? I just lost live chat, guys. I just lost live chat. Oh my god! Somebody logged into YouTube and logged me out of YouTube, guys. I can't see you guys. I can't see you guys. This is so scary. Hold up. Oh my god. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. So annoying. This is the not benefit of having a bunch of people having access to your YouTube channel. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Continuing on here. Let me pull up the studio so I get the live chat back up. Let's see. Bear with me, Mafia. Here we go. Is Bitcoin dead? That's it. All right, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be. Oh, who unpinned the chat? Somebody unpinned the altcoins? What happened? Let's see. Oh, maybe because I refreshed it. Oh God. All right. Rob, if you could just send that alt list one more time, it's gone. I don't know. It was pinned. I don't know why it disappeared. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I will go ahead and take a look at the let's look at the DXY really quickly while we wait for Rob to throw those altcoins in. Yeah, DXY just sitting on this support, man. Just sitting here. Weekly money flow looking for that crossover. Green dot on the weekly for the DXY. That would also be pretty bearish for Bitcoin, guys. Nice little trigger wave there as well. That might be able to bring us down a bit. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said Pepe 2.0, Sheeb, and Doge. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that, Rob. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and pin that. And let's go ahead and take a look at OP. Money flow crossover into the red on the weekly for the DXY, guys, would be kind of what I would look for a massive move to the downside, which would likely result in a big move up for Bitcoin. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Harley. Harley says, all jokes aside, because I love jokes, but thanks to you, I actually know charts. I watched BitBoy and learned, and then when you came along, it really changed the game. Thanks, G, and rest of the Mafia. Shout out to candle emoji, love. Shout out to Harley. We appreciate you, bro. Happy I was able to help you out. This is the number one thing that I like to hear. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. But let's go ahead and continue on here, taking a look at OP, as your grandmother might call it. Take a look at OP. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this and start fresh. Here we go on the 4 hour. Go ahead and pull this range. I'll go ahead and pull it right here. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, I mean, losing the value areas on a lot of these altcoins, guys. Looking for that 2-day red dot now printing. Can you give me a blood diamond? No blood diamond. Give me a blood diamond. No blood diamond. Okay. But yeah, OP getting that move to the downside. Red dot on your 2-day. Again, guys, like 3-day also coming down. 4-day also coming down. 5-day also starting to roll over. This is a lot of what is giving me my bearish bias on Bitcoin, guys. It's those higher term VWAPs coming to the downside with our medium hourly time frame money flow, which is not the case on OP, but on Bitcoin, it is all coming to the downside. OP in a little bit of a different situation. Money flow is already in the red. Yeah, money flow is already in the red. 10-hour crossing over into the red. 8-hour looking for the crossover into the red. VWAPs starting to work their way up in the lower time frames. I would lean sideways. You do have a little bit of a bull div here on the 2-hour. This is the same thing on Bitcoin, guys. 2-hour bull div on got your lower lows on your price action here with your higher lows. Whoops. with your higher lows on your momentum waves. If you do get a bounce here, I would look for a potential move up into your value area low before getting a bigger move down. Yeah, I would have to lean a little bit more bearish. But those are this is basically what I would look for. I would look for if you do get that retrace off that 2-hour bull div, yeah, I would look to come bearishly retest this this value area low. Boom. Yeah, I would look to bearishly retest this. If you get up into that range one more time, I would probably pull this fib as well. It's kind of in the same spot. Yeah, I would look for a push up into this purple box before potentially rolling back over here. Because, yeah, that 2-day red dot is not a very good sign, especially with the 3-day rolling over like that, with the money flow crossing over into the red as well. Not looking that great. Not looking that good. OP is a possum. Shout out to Creighton C. Creighton C said I didn't say hi to you. Shout out to Creighton C. I saw you say that. But I actually was asking you questions, but I didn't think you were here. But Dave had your back. He super chatted the answer for you. He got your back, though. You know it. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. Curtis Neal in the chat. What's up, bro? Let's see. All right, let's continue on really, really quickly here, guys. Taking a look at our next altcoin, which is going to be, can't see it, Atom. Oh, we looked at Atom. Let's take a look at Gala. Take a look at Gala KuCoin. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Possum is a controversy. Shout out to Wick 589. You guys are funny. But taking a look here, guys, on Gala, as I'm like sticking the microphone in my mouth. Yeah, taking a look here, I would. This is a rough one. This is Gala just can't catch a break here. Yeah, you're losing your 786. That's not a good sign. Taking a look at the weekly. Green dot confirmed. I mean, these higher time frames, guys. 3-day looking for the red dot, 2-day print in the red dot. I would expect at least some consolidation or more downside for these 2-day red dots on almost all of these altcoins that we've looked at so far. Not the best look. I will try to pull somewhat of a local range. It's not the yeah, it's not let's see. All right. Yeah, I mean, you're at your value area low, but again, I would look for some local bounces. You have the 2-hour bullish divergence here. Yeah. Money flow crossing over into the red, not a good sign. However, you are getting a bull div at your value area low. You are getting that bull div at your value area low, so I would look for a potential bounce on Gala if you do start. You have to wait for the green dot, guys. Wait for it to print. As long as your momentum wave is still a higher low, that would be a legitimate bullish divergence and could wind up giving you a retracement. But again, because of the way money flow looks on the medium time frames, any local bounces I would look to short to come to lower prices. And if we pull this local fib, try to find some of those higher lows, I mean, boom, right there. I swear I don't do this ahead of time, guys. I just try to guess where those golden pockets are going to be, and sometimes you could just snipe them like that. But that's what I would look for, right? I would look for a move up to this box before potentially getting a bigger move to the downside. You are coming down to support. You do not want to get overly bearish at support. You want to be looking for longs at support, even if it's a scalp long, even if your overall bias is to short this asset. If I was looking at this and I'm like, this looks bad. Money flow's coming out. It doesn't look good. Let's just assume I'm looking to short this. I would still potentially look to generally scalp this thing all the way up to that purple box. So that's what I would be looking for on Gala. A little bit short and sweet, but I don't want to overcomplicate things right now because, guys, things are very confusing right now, especially on Bitcoin. But, yeah, this is what I would look for, Gala. Short-term retracement potentially before rolling back to the downside. Let me see if I pull this other local golden pocket. Yeah, I mean, I would also watch the point of control for potential rejection as well. But other than that, guys, the 2-day red dot, I would like to see how this 2-day red dot plays out on everything before I start making any crazy long trades, right? Like before I look for any crazy long positions, I'd like to see that 2-day red dot start to play out a bit. But with all that being said, guys, I think we might be able to do it today, guys. Oh, never mind. It's all right. Never mind, guys. Well, hey, we did the 2-hour stream. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Tried to end early tonight, guys. It just never happens. It just never happens. But here we go. I'm going to try to run through this quickly and maybe scoot out of here like 3 minutes early. But at this point, we basically did the whole stream, so hey. Let's see. Is Bitcoin going down or up? I'm lost. Shout out to Rhino X. Well, the answer is not that simple. So that is, yeah, you're asking the wrong question, my brother. Oh, baby, she's pushing down. She's pushing down. Well, there you go. There's your answer. It's going down. But yeah, you're asking the wrong question, Rhino, but I am here to help you. The answer is it's probably going to go down and then up, and it could do both. But the real answer is be prepared in both directions, right? So right now, guys, as we are getting a little bit of action here, taking a look at that 4-hour, taking a look at the 1 hour, 1 hour green dot never printed. Look at that rejection. Look at that rejection on the 1 hour. All right. I may look for a re-entry on that long, guys. I may look for a re-entry on that long for the deviation from the low here. Not too much supporting it, to be honest with you. I mean, money flow coming out, right? I'll just say this, guys. If this money flow crosses over into the red and we get a bigger, and this range winds up breaking to the downside rather than breaking up out of this bull pennant or bull flag that everyone was seeing, I will be so happy that I stuck to my guns on the money flow never lies whole spiel, right? Rhino X, I got you, dog. I got you. So yeah, kind of the answer to your question is, so here's the thing, Rhino. I actually want to say this because I think a lot of people can benefit from this. The question that should be asked, or not the question, what you should ask yourself before you ask that question is, what time frame? This is what I always tell people. They say, is it going up or down? And I say, well, what's your time frame, right? Do you want me to tell you if it's going to go up or down over the next week? Are you looking at a weekly time frame? Are you looking at a daily time frame? Are you looking at a minute time frame? Because right now, this is coming down, right? But if you look at the 1 minute, this is probably going to come up, right? So it really depends on what you're looking at, right? Like, is it coming up in the short term? Is it coming up in the long term? And that's really the question to ask. But yeah, I will say in the long term, right now, I am definitely bullish. I think we can continue to the upside until we wind up breaking these lows here at about 25.5. Even if we get that cool off, I am not panicking until we get back down to these lows. And we obviously covered this in the beginning of the stream, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. But Sue Deep said, so 10K? No 10K. Never 10K. I'm just kidding. If I think we're going to 10K, I'll let you guys know. Pulling your fib in one direction would just be weird, Dave. You got to do it in both directions. That's true. That's true. You got to pull it up, and then you pull from the high to the low. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Rhino X. Hopefully that helps you. You might even just been like a joke chat. But if you were serious, is it going up or down? Ask yourself what time frame, right? What time frame are you looking at? Long term, short term, because they could be totally different answers. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, Rhino. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I got you. I mean, is it going down? Oh, to 29.5, then bounce? Well, I will tell you this. If it does come down, 29,500 would be the first major level I'd be looking for a bounce. As of right now. Like, if we lose this level, that's probably my next level to look at. And then if we lose that level, I will go ahead and let me pull up the actual chart here, right? Oh, there we go, guys. Look. Here we go. Look. Frankie Candles does indeed lose trade sometimes. There you go. But there, well, let me get rid of this. But hide the evidence, guys. No, I'm kidding. But again, if we lose this POC, let me get rid of this volume profile. If we lose this POC, next stop, not the next stop, but the next level I will be looking for a decent long may be that, what do you call it? This wick down here at 29.5. If we lose that wick at 29.5, next major level to look at is 29.290. If we lose that level, looking down at the value area low at 28.670. But at each of these levels, I am looking for long confirmations, right? So if we come down here, I'm looking for confirmation. If I don't get bullish confirmation here, I'm not expecting a big bounce. And then if that would make me think, okay, no bullish confirmations here, I think we lose the level. When we get down here, I'm looking for bullish confirmations again. If they don't present themselves, I will be looking down to the value area low. So hopefully that makes sense. And then in the meantime, we are watching the local range, obviously, that we were just taking a look at. Or actually, no, it's this local range where we are sitting right at the value area low right now. So there you go, guys. I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and spin this dang wheel. Yeah, I'm not getting out of here early. Let's see. Tanner A said, everybody FOMO short. Let's go. Let's see. That level is also Lux Algo Trend Catcher. On the daily 28.7, shout out to Christian. Hey, and guys, this is really how I like to use Lux Algo. As you guys know, I'm probably going to make a video about this. This is my new Lux Algo setup. Absolutely OP. But I will say if we come up to a higher time frame, is it the daily? Yeah, we also have the Lux Algo Smart Trail. Now, I know you said Trend Catcher. It's not bad that you're looking at the Trend Catcher at all. I just look at the Smart Trail. This is just what I prefer to look at. Doesn't mean the Trend Catcher is bad to look at, but on the daily, we do have the Trend Catcher sitting right up at that value area low as well. So if we break down, could come right back down here to test that Smart Trail and the value area low. And as you guys know, when price breaks up like this and the Trend Catcher, Smart Trail turns blue like this, or green if you have your stock settings, a lot of times price will come back down, and when you tap into that Smart Trail again, that's where you get your support and a big bounce to the upside, and that would be in confluence with our value area low. So thank you for pointing that out. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. Said, Frankie, you're the man. No, you're the man, B-Rad. I appreciate you, bro. But that's what I'm looking at, guys. And again, like a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times these Smart Trails, I don't think it is right now. Yeah. But a lot of times the Smart Trails will wind up lining up with your golden pockets as well. So if you're looking for longs at higher lows, a lot of times those higher lows do come in at the Smart Trail, which just makes it really easy to see. But yeah, shout out to Lux Algo. We do have a 30% discount if you guys want to check out Lux Algo. They also have their new oscillator here. Going to be making a video on that as well. And look what we got right here, guys. Daily bearish divergence on Lux Algo. You don't even have to find the divergence. It just prints it right there for you with this yellow line, letting you know there's a bear div and you're likely to come down. And there you go. But yeah, check out Lux Algo. Check out the code. I think Rob will probably share it again. If you guys want to sign up, you could try it for 30 days risk-free. If you don't like it, they will give you all of your money back. But yeah, they have all different subscriptions options. That's why I love Lux Algo. One of the reasons I love Lux Algo is just because they have so many subscription options, right? If you want to just buy it for a month, you can buy it. I don't know how much it is exactly. I don't want to butcher the price. But you just pay that small fee for the month. If you don't like it, just get rid of it, and they'll even give you the money back. Or you can get yearly, quarterly, whatever, and then you'll save money the more you buy, the more time you buy, obviously. But there you go. Give them a giveaway, baby. Let's see. 3 giveaways in a row, baby. The wheel is hot tonight. Yeah, Matrix Oscillator is amazing. It totally is. This is really, really cool. A lot of people, I always say this. A lot of people say, oh, it's like Market Cipher. The money flow is very different than Market Cipher. It doesn't mean it's worse. It doesn't mean it's better. It is simply just different. But there you go. I will be coming out with a video on this, by the way. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Thesis. Said, hey, guys, I got to end the stream a little early. Shout out to Thesis himself. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right? You're not wrong, Thesis. Yellow X's do exist. But I definitely never end the stream on time. That is dang for sure. Dang for sure. I don't know. Shout out to Thesis himself. We love you, bro. Let's see. I think Tyler told me he sent you that picture, but did Tyler ever send you that picture of me with the X up? Shout out to Thesis, guys. Thesis, an actual OG. All right, let's see. Oh, baby, the wheel is hot tonight, guys. We only got 478 likes. Let's get it to 550 before the music stops on the waiting room. But okay, there we go, guys. We got 478 likes. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat. Said 550, almost there. You could do it. Mafia, still got time. Let's go. Where's that list? Shout out to Maybe. Shout out to Maybe Band-Aid. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, he did, bro. Shout out to Thesis. Oh, God. I got to DM you, Thesis. I want to know how that meeting went, by the way. I didn't hear anything. Not that I would, but I'm curious to see how it went. Shout out to Thesis. Thanks for the stream, as always, Frankie. Shout out to 420 Bud Monster. Legend, bro. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you, Bubmaster. But guys, 5 giveaways, 5 out of 5, not bad. We got that wheel absolutely slapping today. Add it to the giveaway list, Rob. Guys, tomorrow we are going to be doing a massive, massive giveaway, so don't miss tomorrow's live stream. Hopefully, Bitcoin gets that move. Again, money flow is pointing to the downside. I feel like a crazy, or actually, I don't feel as crazy now. I felt like a crazy person calling for that money flow on the 4-hour, coming to the downside, looking like we want to take a little bit of a dip. We'll have to see if it plays out or not, but I'm going to hold on to that sentiment until I see that 4-hour money flow turn back up. I will be leaning a little bit more on the short side, guys. But with all that being said, that's all the time. Hey, shout out to Crypto Billy, said, hot tip, go long on Frankie Candles. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I appreciate you, bro. Crypto Billy's really the legend. Tyler Durden with the Frankie Candles faces. You guys are yo, Creighton C said, Thesis got in a fight over yellow X's at the meeting. Blood was spilled. Shout out to Creighton. Oh, God, Frankie Candles faces. Hey, lurkers, it's not hard. Give that like a tickle. Shout out to Tanner A. But, guys, just, keep an eye on Bitcoin. Again, money flow coming out on the 4-hour. Again, it does make me think that it is more likely to get that move to the downside. But, again, we do have those mixed signals. And as of right now, I will say the VWAPs on the lower time frames are starting to creep up towards that 0 line. May be able to get some kind of a bounce in here. But, again, if we do get that bounce, I would more likely favor, in the short term, shorting those lower highs as they come in, whereas in the long term, any bigger moves that we get down, I will be looking to long those macro higher lows. So, longing macro higher lows, shorting the local lower highs. There you go. I'm going to leave you guys with those words of wisdom. Oh, my God. Too many Frankie Candles faces in chat. Shout out to the CandleMafia. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us here every single day to do 2 full hours of TA. And you never know, guys. On these live streams, you may be able to watch Frankie Candles get stopped out live. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep, guys. That's all the time I got on tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to my boy, Deezy. Right after ATB, I said that backwards. Oh, well, hasta pasta mafia. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
Yeah, no, you can go to the gym. No, go to the gym. We can't go to Taco Bell tonight. I got stopped out. I know. It's the last time. I just need to borrow another $100. Give me another $100. We'll be good. And then I won't get stopped out next time, and we can go to Taco Bell. I promise. Please. Hello? Did you guys hear that? Were you guys? You didn't hear me. That was a joke, guys. That was a joke. That wasn't. That was a joke, guys. That was oh well. Anyway, guys. That was a joke. I swear. He's not gym-worthy, Mrs. Candles. Taco Bell got that lava sauce again. Interesting. Unfortunately, I got stopped out, guys. I'm not going to be able to take Mrs. Candles to Taco Bell tonight. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I mean, we did get stopped out, but we're still getting Taco Bell, baby. But it is still sad. That's all I got, Mafia. I'm just joking. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.